In honor of The Flash out today, my personal ranking, including The Flash, of the 14 DCEU films, no spoilers. Coming in at number 14 is Suicide Squad, not David Ayer's fault, but this movie is a mess and I'd love to see his cut. Gonna get hate right off the top, but Batman vs Superman, it's not my characterization of these characters. Love the warehouse scene, but not much else. Coming in at number 12 is the Justice League. It has moments, but overall is not my cup of tea and doesn't feel like the characters that I know and love. Coming in at number 11 is Wonder Woman 84, maybe the biggest fall for a superhero sequel since Blade 2 to Blade Trinity. There are things that work. I mean, Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot work together well, but the villain doesn't work. The movie doesn't really work. Number 10 into the top 10 is Aquaman. This movie's just fun, but that's about it. I actually haven't rewatched it. It made $1 billion. I saw it twice, but I haven't thought of it since. Number 9 is where I consider them to start to get good. Black Adam I enjoyed a lot more than most. I think that Pierce Brosnan and Aldous Hodge deserve some spin-off love. I think that Black Adam was better than people say, but it was a pretty color by numbers 2000 action film. Number 8, another fall from grace from the first. Fury of the Gods, again, better than people thought. I think it was mismarketed. I think it had a real Goonies flavor, some Pagemaster flavor that I love. I love the Shazamily. I love what this could have been, but it's not better than the rest of the list. Now we're into the solid B pluses. Number 7 is Man of Steel for me. I don't personally see this characterization of Superman as how I see Superman, but for this Superman, this is an incredible film. The experience of this film is so unique. Some big choices I disagree with, can't put it higher, but I love this movie for what it is. Top 6, A-minuses, Zack Snyder's Justice League. The Snyder Cut is incredible. I'm so impressed this movie exists. I'm so impressed it got made. I'm so impressed with what it is. It is a comic book come to life, but with heroes as gods. It has that darkness that Zack prefers to his heroes than I personally do, but this is the most I've ever understood his characterizations of the DC characters that I know and love. I was so impressed with this. Number 5, Birds of Prey. Movie is so slept on. I love the villain. I love what Ewan McGregor does here. I love this team. I'm so impressed that they built an entire team movie in one movie. This movie looks like Gotham. I love the art deco that feels like the animated series. I love the joy of Harley Quinn. I love this movie. And The Flash. No spoilers, but this movie does so much so right. It blends Burton and Snyder and Muschietti's own style. It somehow plays a Flash opposite the younger version of him in a way that feels so plausible and real. It tells a very dense comic story well in 2 hours. It makes you feel like Supergirl can walk amongst us. I am so impressed with the things this does right. It can't be any higher, but it is a very, very confident A- at number 4. Flash, go see it. Leaving the A-minuses into the A's, we've got The Suicide Squad. This movie is everything I love about comic book movies. This movie's humor is my exact cup of tea. I love the characters and how they're utilized. I love the cinematography. The action is so kinetic. The world is so rich. The insanity is so ample. This feels like sitting down and reading a graphic novel and just having an incredible time for 2 hours. This movie is so unstoppable. 2 would be number 1, if not for some third act foibles. This movie, No Man's Land. This movie, the scene on the boat with Chris Pine. The movie is so capable and trusting and powerful, and I love the score, the acting, the cinematography, the style of her action, the good that is Diana, the good that is this movie's message, the good. This movie's so underappreciated now that it's been out for a few years. Number 1 is Shazam. I'm a sucker for a found family story. I'm a sucker for family. I'm a sucker for what it means to be a hero. I'm a sucker for things that love heroes. I'm a sucker for this exact tone. This movie means so much to me, and I think it's such a positive message for kids to grow up with. I'm so glad this movie exists, and it's the most surprising of the list. A huge part of this was I didn't know what to expect from this movie, and then it surprised me at every turn, and it still holds up for me. Here's my overall ranking of the 14 DCEU films. How do you rank these movies? I want to know in the comments below.